Alrighty. Let's, oh shit, forgot these lights. I don't know if that's good or bad. Who knows? Just getting ready to get started. Just getting ready to get started. Okay, that's now, and here we go. It's Victor. It's Anthony. It is, what is it? Dennis Mancini. How are you doing, Dennis Mancini? All right, well, good evening, everyone. Jill Ann Bruner, how are you today? Yo, what up, my man from Hollywood, Norwood? Dennis, how you doing? Cool beans. Good to see you guys tonight. Fun, fun, fun. It was today. What is today? I know it's the 4th week of the 4th quarter. We got 13 weeks in a quarter, okay? But today started the 4th week of the 4th quarter. So we got this week and then 9 more. Ooh. End of the year is coming quickly. Oh my goodness. Ooh, guess what time it is? Jessica King, how are you tonight? Good, how are you, Dennis? I am doing wonderful. Wonderful day today. Anyway, I think I went down to Mom's house and did some landscaping. Still trying to clean up from that mess. Okay, 10 BLN Bitcoin. Okay, Doc Sam's Bavo. I have no idea what any of that means. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the letters and whatnot, but I have no idea what you're trying to put together. Anyway, besides the point. Let's progress forward. Oh, as I was saying, today is Monday. It is the first day of the 4th week of the 4th quarter. All right, so let's get going. I'm envy. I have no idea what that means. All right, let's go. That wasn't the brightest thing in the world to do, now was it? All right, let's look at some Apple. Why not? AAPL. Wow. Is that UAU? Check out this question. Investing in coffee and cigarettes. UAU. I have no idea what that is. Anyway, we're looking at Apple. Look at that. The high. Double high. Here's the bottom back here in April. Currently sitting at 236. 235 is going for 295. 237 is going for 156. You're barely getting your 1% out of that one. What's going to happen to crude oil? I don't do crude oil. I'm doing dividend stocks. I don't do commodities. Sorry. Anyway, where was I? Oh, YouTube. Here we are. Last 30 days. There we go. Last 30 days. Well, it took me a while to find that. What's going on? Okay, 228 30 days ago. The bottom's here at 221. Now we're at 236. Well, the high was right there, almost at 238. Pulled back a little bit, back up. Cool. Well, 236. If you like Apple at 236, I think I want to invest in Boeing now that they've settled the strike. Ooh, let's take a look at Boeing. Boeing. Ooh, nice jump up today. What a question there? FSLR. Ah, wow, is a steal. Okay. So currently look at Boeing. Look at the high. Right here at 270. Drops down, back up, back down. The bottom was just a couple of weeks ago. Today was a nice update for Boeing. Okay, well, let's take a look at it. Brandon, what's happening? Okay, so Boeing. Last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at 153, 154. Basically went sideways for about a week and a half, found the bottom right here last Monday. Look what happened today. Today she jumped up. Now have a new 30-day high with Boeing. Do you really like? I don't like buying at the high. This is the high of a 30-day period. Well, that's today. Okay? If I had owned it, I would have sold it. Right. But that's me. Okay? I don't want to hold on to anything too long because it already made its jump. So what's going to happen next? Usually there's going to be profit taking. So usually it will go down. It's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed in the stock market. Anyway, that's Boeing. Not that bad. KB, how are you today? Oh, that's what it was. Uh-oh, my sister calling. Okay, that being said, let's continue forward. Azar, I have no idea what that means. Okay, Indigo. That's Altria or Philip Morris. Altria is never really that good with premiums. Look where we are. Here's the high. Here's the low. This is where it was. This is where it is. Nice run up. Pulled back. Well, we're sitting at 49.19 at the moment. So the 49.50s are going for 17 cents? No. That's not worth it. In my humble opinion. If you really like the company, fine. Let's take a look at Philip Morris. See if they're offering anything better. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Almost looks the exact same as the one we just looked at it. Look at that nice movement. Pulls back. Now we're at 119.30 to 119. There we go. That sounds a little bit better. Okay? That is over 1%, and that's what I'm looking for. Safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. MO for tobacco products, top dividend company. Yes, unfortunately the premiums are horrible. Philip Morris has a better opportunity. But that's just me, okay? I'm just reading the numbers, okay? Philip Morris, okay, 119. The 119 is going for 203. The 120 is going for 160. The 121 is going for 120. All four of those over 1%. Weekly, not monthly. Got it. I think I got it that you got it. So you don't have to keep saying that. Okay? You got it? Okay. Here you go. All right. So, Philip Morris, a year ago, $90. We bottomed out in the middle of April at 87.60. Alright, topped out just recently. Here's the top right there. 128.22. And that was back in September. Look at your last 30 days. Okay? Up, down, up, down. So right now she's in a downturn. Not even though the numbers look good, unfortunately the timing is not quite right. But give it another couple of days. As soon as it finds its bottom, that'll probably be a good idea. But until then, I'm going to write it down on my list for the next 2 weeks, and I'll take a look at it again in 2 weeks. PM, Philip Morris. All right, so Jacqueline, yeah, QQQ, no. I don't like the Qs. Here's why I don't like the Qs. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Ready? Oops. Oh, shit. I just signed off. That's funny. See, I hit the wrong button all the time. All right, so let's go look at the Qs. Okay, so here's why I don't trade the Qs. Number one, it's close to $500 a share. Long call on FCEL. Handyman Nick, thank you for that. So the Qs, they're believe it or not, the Qs are daily. You can trade the Qs daily. Right now it's at 495. Well, 495 is going for 490. That makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, that's just crazy. Right. Anyway, it's up over 500 bucks, or close to 500 bucks. Let's take a look at how they pay and what kind of return are you getting investing on the Qs. The yield. Do you understand what the yield means? That means if you invest X amount of dollars and you get X amount back, that's what you're getting as a rate of return, or yield. 0.62. That is just a smidge. You know what a smidge is? A smidge over 0.5% for the year. Not for the week, not for the month, not for the quarter, but a whole full 12 months. 0.62. That's just a little bit over 0.5%. And you actually want me to believe that this is a good idea? Okay, I like a safe, simple, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. This is giving me barely over 0.5% for the year. Sorry, that's definite no for me. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I don't know. Ooh, Andrea. Unfettered 56 MPW. MPW. Interesting movement. Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. A year ago, it's almost the exact same spot. Okay? Almost. So here you are, spending a whole year buying something, and all you just get sideways. Same amount a year ago. Same. So why not buy when it's low, sell when it's high? Buy when it's low, sell when it's high. Buy when it's low, sell, buy, blah, 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 blah. And then you could have made a lot more money. Why buy something and hold on to it if you don't have to? But it all depends on what your outcome is. My outcome is a simple, safe, predictable 1% per week. So I look at opportunities like this. I mean, I like the company, fine. See? But I don't want to buy at the high, and I don't want to buy it at the low. I want it as it's going up. Whose grandma is this? I have no idea. All right, anyway. So, a year ago, we're at 464. We bottomed out in the end of January at 291. Now, looks as if we have a double top. Okay? 656. Middle of May and in the middle of September. Then she falls and retraces right here. This is what I want to see right there, the last 30 days. Because the last 30 days gives me a good idea of where it's going next. Not guaranteed, but still pretty close enough. Okay, so 30 days ago we're at $55.80. Shoots up to 620. Drops down. Here's the bottom. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to the upside. Now today, not that great of an up day, but if you look, it's still trending to the upside. So tomorrow will be a better idea after the market opens what is a good position. Blake Berry, how are you today? What kind of position would be adequate if you like this company? That's always the number one question you need to ask yourself. Well, that's the number two question. Number one question is, does it make sense? Number two is, do I like this company? Number three, do I like this company at this current price? So that's a question you need to ask before you buy anything. Holy cow, we're at 37? That's not good. Well, I'm going to give it till 9:30. If not up to over 50, then we'll just reboot and start the whole thing over again. Why not? Okay. Andrea, APA, Apache. APA. Interesting. First thing I always want to see, the high, the low, where was it, where is it, and what direction is it going? Okay, simple enough. There we go. So, what is Apache paying? 2540 to 2550s are going for, I'm looking at the wrong damn numbers. There we go. Now I'm looking at the right numbers. 2550s are going for 18 cents a share. We can all say no to that one. I mean, that's not that good. Sorry, kiddo. Let's take a look at Walgreens. WBA. Alright, Walgreens. Here's the high, here's the low, where it was, where it is, what direction is it going. Back in end of September, we hit the bottom, and now we're bouncing off that bottom. See where it's going. Well, currently, at this moment in time, $10.47 for Walgreens. Now, if you didn't know, Walgreens has been in business for over 170 years. Okay, Andrea gave a cool report on Walgreens. They own a lot of stuff, and what I saw and what actually happening, two different things. So I'm not going to say very much, but I do like Walgreens, and I still own some of it. So at 10.47, the 10.50s are going for 19. That's well over one. That's close to 2%. Just a little bit less than 2%. Walgreens is going to be a pink slip soon. Okay, Luke. Walgreens has been in business for over 170 years. They've consistently increased their dividends. They're just having an issue because the current administration doesn't want to be rough on crime. Okay? Alice Stiger, how are you today? And Sanwana, how are you today? All right, let's continue. So, Walgreens a year ago, $21.78, topped off at $27.05. WBA paid me last week using the system. Cool beans. AMD is huge PE. Okay, cool. There's a top right there, $27.05. The bottom was on the 25th of September. Doug, how are you today? The 25th of September. From there, look at that nice run up to the 30-day high on the 16th, 11/11. So there's a little bit of a pullback after that high right there. 1, 2, 3 days to the downside. So even though I do own some Walgreens right now, I'm just going to sit and chill and watch what happens. But that's just me. Dennis, how do you do covered calls when bag holding Walgreens on the way down? Okay, so I bought Walgreens at 12. Okay, at 12 bucks. And that's not even on the chart. That's way up here. Okay, now, owning the stock, I can sell whatever covered call I want to. I can sell the $1, I can sell the $2, the $5, the $7. I chose to sell the 950s. So, right here, the 950s are down here. And that gave me over a 1% return for the week. And I just push it forward every week, and I still get that 1% every single week. So why not? Even though I bought it at 12, and it's currently here. Well, it's currently here, but if I keep selling and I keep pushing forward, I still collect time value. Okay, so the older you get, you understand what time. But anyway, that being said, as long as the numbers work, remember rule number 5? Rule 1 is never buy something unless you really like it and understand it. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Rule number 4, weekly options are a must. And rule number 5, the numbers. The numbers have to work. What does that mean? It means, what am I buying it for? Am I selling a covered call for this and collecting that? And is this over 1%? Because that's what I'm looking for. You have to be careful keeping on an eye on the basis. Yeah, I get that. Doctor, you know, okay. Alright, whatever. I don't understand that one. But anyway, that's what I'm getting at. Always make sure, number 1, that you like the company. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the numbers work. Make sure it makes sense to you. Okay, if you don't understand it, don't do it. Alright, anyway, that's Walgreens. Intel is next. Luke, rule number 6. Don't get greedy. Leverage too much. Yeah, I hear you there. That being said, I am leveraged quite much. I am. Uh-oh, I'm at 37. We're gonna reboot, so you guys hang tight. Oh, listen, go that way, go this way, go that way. Oops. Let's try this one more time. One more time, if we try. One more time for all we want. Oh, time. Yeah, I can't say for squat. All right. Can I do paper trading? Yes, you can. All right, now we're getting ready to get back on again. On again, off again. Here we go. As we progress forward, that was Walgreens. Next, Intel, INTC. Okay, Intel. Here's the high right here. Here's the bottom. She went up, sideways. At the moment, what does the 2284s look like? Well, the 2283 looks like the 23s, 37. That's well over 1%. Well, Intel's going to be a yes, depending on what the chart has to say. Always comes down to the numbers of what the chart has to say. Randall Ray, Coca-Cola, huh? Nvidia, Bulldog, you have fun with that. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, but that's me. What do I know? How much bandwidth do you have? I can give you some tips to improve your quality. Milton, I'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Coca-Cola has a 1% return this week. Okay, Randall, I'm going to hold you right there, and we're going to take a look at that as soon as we're done with Intel. Okay, so here's the high for Intel back in December. Well, she was a year ago, she's 34. Shoots on up to 52 in December, and stair steps down. Okay, 1 step down, 2 steps down, 3 steps down. Okay, we're currently sitting at 22. We bottomed out in September at 18. Okay, well, let's take a closer look. What I want to see is the last 30 days, because if it is enticing to me, I want to jump in. Okay, take a look. 30 days ago, we're at 2260. Shoots up, drops down, back up, back down. Now she's going to the upside. That right there looks like a clean invitation to jump on in. Okay, here's your 30-day high, your 30-day bottom. She went off of that, bounced back down. Here's a new bottom here. Got 1, 2, 3 days to the upside. Okay, I don't know what else you're asking for, but wait, it gets better. Oh, we got 2 more over here. Araspra, how are you today? And Trent, how are you today? Okay, so let's take a closer look at seasonality. What does this normally do this time of year? Now, we looked at this already, so it's very surprising. Take a look at that, where we are right here. Okay, based on historical performance. Okay, James, your TikTok isn't up. Video quality is poor. Uh-oh, I'm terribly sorry about that. It looks like it's working here. Let me, looks like it's working okay. Okay. Good here, yeah. A couple people saying it's good. It's fine. Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about there, but it's fine here. You know what might be funny is if you're watching a live. That would be cool if some scammer actually figured out how to record my live and re-record it and rebroadcast it. That'd be cool as shit. I don't know how he did that one. I bought Intel at 34, doing calls every week. Cool beans. All right, so we're looking at Intel. Look at what it did historically. What does that mean? Historically, it means last year, the year before, the year before, the year before. This is 10 years worth of data, which means what has it done on a 10-year period? You know, 2014, 2015, 2016, 17, 18, all the way up and up and up. to where we are now. So we're right here. So she's going to dip just a tiny bit more and then shoot up nicely right up until the end of the year. You're good. Mine went off also. What's the minimum to start investing? Okay, Grady Cuts. I honestly cannot answer that question for you. Okay, we all here have a different starting point. Some people start off at 500. Some people start off with 1,000. Some people start off with 100,000. Some people start off with 300,000 or 400,000. We are all different. Okay, you need to start wherever you feel you need to start. Once you get the hang of it, once you understand it, once you get good at it, then you can scale up. And then, when you're good at what you're doing, when you're buying a safe, predictable, consistent return on a consistent basis. I just repeated myself. Anyway, okay, it works if you know. It's really not that difficult. It was created for a 9-year-old. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Okay, you have to decide what to start out with. Once you get good at it, then do whatever you feel you need to do. Okay? Gotcha. Okay, so anyway, I like Intel. Now, I'm a product of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, I watched Intel go from nothing to something. Let's go back to here. So, let's do a quick trade on Intel just to see what it looks like. Now, I like the 23s. So, let's go just for the fun of it. Ooh, Milton likes Whirlpool. I think we looked at Whirlpool last night. WHR. All right, we're going to do a covered call. Now, the reason why I'm doing covered call is because it's one of the safest trading strategies there is. The only safer one is just to buy the stock. That's the simplest one. Just buy the stock. But it's not as profitable. So it all depends on what your goal is. Are you just wanting to buy something just to have it and hold it and collect dividends? I think next week. Or are you buying and investing to make money and to offset your retirement? Or are you saving up for retirement? Everybody's on their journey differently. Me, I'm retired. I need to make 1% every single week in order to pay my bills comfortably. Either that or I go back to work, which I could go back to work, but I really don't feel like it. I like hanging out with my kids. Intel is getting destroyed after their Apple dropped the products in NVIDIA. Okay, Luke, thank you for that. So, anyway, I like it at, which one? The 23. Okay, I like that 23. Okay, changing this to the market order. Take a look. Well, let's just do 100 shares. Don't want to freak anybody out by buying 1,000 shares. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Buy one covered call Intel 100s. Those are the weeklies. 25 October 24 means it expires next Friday. The 23 call strike, remember? The stock price is 22.83. The closest the closest strike price is 23. Okay, so the $23 call strike. Selling somebody the right, not the obligation, just the right to buy it from me anytime between when they pay for it and it expires. And this one expires this coming Friday, okay? 25 October 24. That's this Friday. Okay? So my break even, 22.45. Well, currently starts at 22.83. Okay? The maximum profit on this particular trade is $55 per contract. So you got one contract is $55. Two, it's more, so on and so forth. So if we take the $55 and we divide it by the investment price, what is the cost of the trade including commissions and fees? $22.45. So we divide it by the $22.45 and we get a rate of return for the week 2.4%. That means you have to change your thinking, because most people are used to annual percentage rates. What's my annual percentage rate? What am I getting on a monthly basis? Stuff like that. But no, here we're doing weekly returns. We are blessed to share this learning process in the money printing machine called the stock market. Milton, I like the way you phrased that. That was cool. But anyway, think about it. There's a couple of questions you really need to ask yourself. Number one is, does it make sense? Well, just to let you know, if it doesn't make sense, it is recorded, so you can go back and you can watch it over and over again on YouTube. anytime you want. Every single one of my live presentations is recorded on YouTube, and you can watch it over and over again. So that being said, you're buying a stock. You're selling somebody the rights to buy it from you for the same price you just paid for it. Doesn't make sense, but it adds up quickly. Deeper in the money, you get it. Okay, Mickey, what are you using to do all this? That is thank 99% of people who learn to trade options here will lose money, I guarantee. Just before the dividend. Well, great. Now we know when a stock is going to move. So once we know the stock is going to move, what do we do with that information? There's a lot of things you can. Well, that would be the covered call. So just buying the stock, you know, The call spreads, yeah, they're very profitable, but what if they don't go that way? And the options always expire. Okay, when you buy a stock, you own it. So there are other trading strategies you can do. But what is the simplest, the safest, and the most predictable? Okay, that would be the covered call. It's one of the safest trading strategies there is. And if you can figure out a way to get 1% every week doing a covered call every single week on good quality companies, that's over 50% per year. And I don't know why people don't think, well, 50% is kind of nice. 9-year-old, because the website's called The 10-Minute Trader. It was called The 10-Minute Trader for a reason. Because when she was 9, it had to be simple, it had to be easy. Okay, it had to be like brushing your teeth. You get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you go to the bathroom, you take a shower, you take a look at your stocks, 5 to 10, 15 minutes. That's all you need. Okay? 10 or 15 minutes a day for 5 days. That's less than an hour a week. Can make you 1% every single week. Now, 1% is not much to brag about, but for 10 minutes a day, that's an hour a week, you can make 1% on your money. But that 1% is 50% at the end of the year. So if you have an account like $25,000, well, 50% is $12,500. If you have a $100,000 account, 50% is $50,000. Now, an hour a week to make $50,000 a year, I think that's great. Or an hour a week to make $12,000 if you have a $25,000 account. So whatever size account you have, cut in half. That's 50%. That's what 1 hour a week can get you. But it has to be a new way of thinking, a new way of changing your life. Okay, honey, I'm going to have a cup of coffee while I look at my stocks and see what looks good today. Because most people spend more time on planning a family barbecue than they do their personal finances. And if you just throw 10, 15 minutes to your personal finances on a daily basis, you can get a 50% return per year, which means you can double your money every 16 months. Triple your money every 3 years. That's freaking crazy. So why doesn't everybody do it? Well, why doesn't a lot more people do it? A lot of people are set in their ways. And there's nothing wrong to be set in your ways. Some people have other interests, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's an old expression, there's an ass for every saddle, which means there's so many trading strategies out there, they all have good risks and their own rewards. Okay, and they also have their own time. Timeline. How much time does it take to understand the information and then to start using it? And then to start understand, yeah. Everything's a trade-off. The simplest, safest, and most predictable trading strategy I could come up with for my 9-year-old daughter was the covered call against a dividend stock just getting ready to pay its dividend. Because if you're a dad, okay, can you teach me what you're doing? Well, if you have a daughter, okay, you're a father and you have a daughter, or if you had a father, then you know what it's like when you look up to your dad and say, Dad, here's the problem with that. She's 9 years old, and she's no normal girl, okay? It had to be simple. It had to be safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. The girl's going to lose. She's going to cry. I'm going to feel like shit. Okay? Mama gets involved and I'm sleeping on the couch. Okay? So, yeah, no. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, all that kind of nice neat stuff. So we have the rules. Never buy something you don't understand. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Okay, I like 20 years of consistent profits. That's just me. Call me weird if you want. But it's my money. I want to invest my money into companies that are consistently profitable. Rule 4, make sure the company has weekly options so you can get a weekly cash flow from it. Well, so I can get a weekly cash flow from it. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you do, don't listen to the damn word I say. Do your own research. Rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What's my rate of return? And is that over 1%? And how safe is that? What is the chart telling me? The chart's not up there at the moment. Where's the chart? There we go. What's the chart telling me at the moment? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it going? these invaluable information, and you can gain it all quick, quick, quick. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. Where's the high? It's right there. Where's the low? It's right there. Where was it? Way over there. Where is it now? Right there. What direction is it going? Up, down, up, down, up. I can get a third grader to point that out. That's not difficult proprietary information. It is simple. Where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it? Where is it? Where's it going? It's not that difficult to see. And over here, that looks like chicken soup, or alphabet soup. That's a better one. It looks like alphabet soup. It looks very confusing. You just take one little triangle at a time. As you get rid of them all, everything starts to clear up. And then you're only looking at little bits of information. Well, first little bit of information, that's the information on the stock. What was the opening price? What was the high of the day? What was the low of the day? What is the last price before it closed? What's the change? What's the bid? What's the ask? What's the volume? This is all important information, but what does it really tell you? Okay, it tells you, well, this is what I can sell it for, this is what I can buy it for. Okay, and this is how many shares traded today. Okay, it's interesting information, but what do you do with it? Well, you open up this right here. Uh-oh. This is called an option chain. Now, the options were introduced in the 1970s. They were originally intended for insurance purposes. So if a stock goes down, you can buy a call or a put to offset any losses. Okay, well, people figured out how to manipulate these options to create a cash flow by buying the stock, selling an option against it, and collecting that premium from the people on the other side that are buying it as insurance. So someone came up with this really cool idea called the covered call. You buy the stock, you sell somebody the option to buy it from you, and you get a nice, consistent, predictable cash flow. Okay? So the strategies are out there. You just have to decide how much time do you want to invest into it, because there is a learning curve with everything. Okay? How much of your money do you want to invest with it? I always tell people, don't invest any money, paper trade first. Paper trade's only going to take your time. Okay? You're going to learn it or you're not going to learn it. It's a decision you got to make. If you decide to give your money to a money manager, fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, we need people that buy and sell. That's it. We need the market to keep going. We don't really care, or it really doesn't matter to us what you or who you give the money to, as long as it's keep continually rolling. People are buying, people are selling. Look, today, this one company right here, 39,726,000 shares traded today. Well, great. Someone's buying, someone's selling. That's what we need. Now, whether you want to take control of your own money and be totally responsible for your own efforts, great. If not, give it to someone else. It's really not that difficult. But either way, you've got to decide what to do with your money. You're here, fine. You want to take a look? It's a simple, safe, predictable, consistent strategy. It was created for a 9-year-old. Just give it a little bit of time. Take a look. If you like it, great. You don't, hey, no more power to you. You know? Okay, let's go. Albert, when the stock you own dropped by 10%, do you still sell covered calls at a lower price? What's the chances the stock gets called away before expiration date? That's a good question, Albert, and it's a question I get 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, hold on. What else do we have? Come on. It's not showing. There it is. Give me a train. Okay, so stocks go up, stocks go down. You're going to buy something and it's going to drop to the floor. Also the flip side. You're going to buy something, you wake up in the morning and it shoots up. Okay, it's going to happen. If you're going to play this game, it's going to happen to you. Okay, it's like when you jump on the dance floor. Eventually, the band is going to play a song you really don't like. It just depends on how you look at it. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to own. If you don't want to own it, don't buy it. Okay? Because a stock's going to go up, a stock's going to go down. So here's the thing. If you buy it, if everything is pointed in that direction and it still goes down, it's just part of the game. Okay, so the way I look at it, I like to stack the odds and probabilities in my favor. How you doing, Adam? the odds and probabilities. Okay, so if 80% of all options expire worthless, great. I want to sell the options. I don't want to buy them. Well, that's one of the odds in my favor. Number two, the companies get ready to pay their dividend in 2 weeks. Okay, well, the stocks usually go up in value a week or two before the dividend is paid. Great, that's great information. So I get that in my favor. So now I get three things in my favor. Well, let's take a look at seasonality. What does this company normally do at this time of year? Looking at 10 years worth of evidence of what it did do last year, the year before, the year before, the year before. Because most companies we trade that over 100 years old, 50 years old, they do the same things over and over and over again. It's not like they're building a new toy, a new machine every single year. No, it's usually the same things over and over and over again. So if the company consistently goes up in the fourth quarter, and we are currently in the fourth quarter, and it looks like it's going to go up, well, that's another odd in my favor. Okay, now let's look at the chart. Well, the 30-day high's here, the 30-day bottom's here, and it's bouncing off the 30-day bottom. That's in my favor. You can have everything pointed in your favor, all the odds on your side, and the stock can still go the opposite direction. That's something you just have to deal with. If I have everything stacked in my favor, most of the time it goes that direction. But every once in a while, it doesn't. Okay? So that's just part of the game. It's part of the rules. That's like when you're playing Monopoly. You roll the dice. You take the chance of landing on that space. It says go to jail. Okay? That's a chance you take every time you play any game. Real estate, stocks, commodities, futures, forex, crypto, art, collectibles, anything. There's always a risk in everything. Okay? The way I look at it is I buy good quality companies. Okay? I can't picture a world where Coca-Cola no longer exists, where Ford is a thing of the past, or the cars or trains or boats or planes. Those are things of the past. No, I don't see it in my near future. Okay, so I look at it in the next 30 days. Actually, the next week or so. Because I like to buy on a Monday, get out on a Friday. Okay, I like to be in for just a week and collect that weekly premium, because that's what I'm doing. Weekly cash flow. I buy a stock, I sell a covered call against it. I look for that cash flow on a weekly basis, because I'm not promised tomorrow. I'm not promised next week. I want to live a good life and continuously get a nice rate of return to be able to afford the lifestyle that I live. I have a good life. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I don't owe outrageous amounts of money. Okay, I'm not flamboyantly portraying my money. No, I'm just an average, normal guy who lives around the street. I live down on the corner. Okay, I don't like a lot of attention. I like to be left alone. Okay, but I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable 1% a week on my investments. And I'm just sharing it with you guys. Okay? So, Intel. I like Intel. The numbers all work. Let's keep on moving. Miguel, futures is something that corporations need in order to produce a product. Okay? Well, if you're really interested in futures, you might want to study something called the Commitment of Traders Reports. Now, the Commitment of Traders Reports tells you where all the big money is going. I'm talking the big money. General Mills, Ford, GM, big huge corporations. They need raw materials to build their stuff. That's futures. Okay? The Commitment of Traders Report, you find out where that money is going and where the balance is, because it will tell you right there 900,000 contracts here, 100,000 contracts here. That's a 9-to-1 ratio. Okay, 300,000 contracts here, 300,000 contracts here. That's a 50-50 ratio. That way you don't have any idea where it's going. But when it gets to 80-20 or 90-10, then you have a good idea which direction that futures are going. That's called the Commitment of Traders Report. I think it's available every week. Alright, I'm missing some questions. Miguel, okay. Christoph produces 60% of the implied volatility fluids and the world was destroyed. I have no idea what that means. Don't need interest rates weekly. I make over 10% over 600,000 a year. Well, cool beans for you. Not everybody is in that position. Okay, because of the hurricane. Okay, you're going to feel worse when Trump loses. Thank you for that. Thank you for brightening me up, Andrea. My son and I made almost 6% on Walgreens last week. Can we look at CVS, please? Cool beans. I like that one. That's better than some of those things you're getting. Boom, boom. What are we looking at? We're looking at. What were we looking at? Wait. CVS. Didn't we look at CVS this morning? CVS. One of the last drug pushes on the planet. It's CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart. Put all your money in Nvidia. It's a gold mine. Oh, slangy dude. If you only knew. Seriously. Okay, so CVS. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is, what direction? Well, up, down, sideways. Basically, that's it. Simone is in the house. All right, so currently we're sitting at 58.16. I gotta change this. 58.16. The closest strike price is going to be the 58. That's going for 91 cents. Well, I'm losing 16 cents on the top. Even when you subtract that, you're still over 1.5%. Well, I like 1.5% on a weekly basis. Okay, remember, I'm looking for just one, but if I can get 1.5, more power to you. Now, I do have to admit, not every week, not every trade do I make 1%. But on average, I make over 1% every week. Okay, so 38.16 to 38 is going for 91. Let's take a look at the chart and see if it's a good time to buy. So, a year ago, we're at 69. The high of the year was in the beginning of January. That was 83.44. Okay, look at the bottom back here in May, the end of May. 53.35. Basically just went sideways for a couple of months. Look at May, June, July, August, September, October. And then the end of October, she shot up. Well, the beginning of October, she shot up. So let's look at the last 30 days. Days ago, we're down here at 57. We shoot all the way up to 68. That's $11 increase. $11 increase on a $58 stock is close to 2%, 20%. Close, I think. Okay, then she comes back down again. The bottom was yesterday, Friday. Okay, today's Monday. This is right here. Okay, but Friday is the 30-day bottom. Now, the new 30-day bottom, see, shoots up, pulls back down. Not quite where you want to jump in yet, not quite where I want to jump in. I like 2 days to the upside. Well, if Friday was the bottom, well, today's a little bit up, but not really because it was a down day. But still, the stock is higher today than it was yesterday. Anyway, that's 1 day. I like 2 days to the upside to isolate the 30-day bottom. That's where I want to jump in. So I would like to look at this again tomorrow. So Andrea, remind me tomorrow to take a look at this again. CVS. Damn it, I haven't coughed in days. All right. CVS. All right, let's go to the next one. Simone wants to do Ally. A-L-L-Y. Ally Bank. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Up, down, up. We're at 34.67. 34.67. The closest strike price would be the 35. The 35 is going for 35 cents, which is 1%, which is what we like to have. IONQ. William, that sounds like a no. Okay. Does it have weekly options? Does it have consistent dividend increases for more than 20 consecutive years? Okay. If it did, I would have known about it. I've never heard of that company before. All right, so let's keep going. Last year, bottom 22.30. Dennis wants to take a look at Harley Davidson. Dennis, we'll take a look at Harley Davidson in a little bit. No dividend, Luke. Oh no. Okay, so the bottom's there, 22.40. We topped off the year, the end of July, and that was at 45.22. Well, we had a gap down back in the beginning of September. But let's take a look at the last 30 days. Okay, look at the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at 34.50. Shoot up, pull back, shoot up, pull back, shoot up, pull back. Wow, that's a big drop. Wow, that was a big gap down, wasn't it? From 35.80 drops all the way down to 32.75. But look at the rise it made. Why did the market maker open up so low on Friday? And look at all the run up from it. Well, today was tried to go higher, but kept pushing it down. Alright, so let's keep on looking. Now, today was one day up from Friday's bottom. So tomorrow, and it's still on an upward trend, the whole thing. Still going upwards. Miguel, do I sometimes use PE ratio? No, I do not. Basic Fitantali. I have no idea what that means, dude. What if it takes me 2 or 3 hours to do 10 minutes worth of trading? Larissa, do you remember the first time somebody taught you how to drive a car? Okay, you got to put your foot here, your other foot goes here, the directional's here, the windshield wiper's there, the lights are down here. This light over here flashing means this gauge over here means that. This is how fast you're going, this is how much gas you got left over. And I got to look in the rearview mirror too. Do you remember that? All that stuff all coming to you at once. It's like really confusing. Same thing. One step at a time. Okay? Once you learn what you're doing, what stock am I looking at? How do I use the chart? How do I navigate back and forth simply and easily? Okay, it just takes time and practice. And then eventually you'll get to a certain point. It's like, okay, it goes up there, this, that, boom, done. It's really not that difficult. How about trading options? User 900-210-211-634. We are trading options, but we're only doing call options in the form of a covered call. Okay? Where do I find your strategy? Sebastian. Oh, wow. Sebastian? Okay, well, Sebastian, right here. How about options? Where can I find strategy? Yep. Miguel, you've been very helpful. Thank you very much. You're welcome. What stock is that? That is Ali Bank. Miguel, how can we set up a covered call or find options, and where do you find a chart like that? Oh, Miguel, this chart comes standard on Thinkorswim. Now, Thinkorswim is free to download, and you can use it for about a month or two, but it belongs to Charles Schwab. They will let you use it for a while, but they wouldn't like you to transfer your funds over there. I've been using it for 20 years, and it used to be free, okay? But anything that's free and works, they eventually figure out a way to charge you for it. So, I don't make anything from it, but you can download it free, use it for about a month or so, and then you can call Charles Schwab. I mean, I know a lot of people put 10, 15, 20 bucks into an account and just trade it once or twice a year, or once or twice a quarter, just to, so they thank you for using this. Anyway, you figure it out. There's a lot of different trading strategies a lot of different trading platforms out there. I just happen to use this one, and I also use Robinhood. But they're all basically the same, because you're looking at the stock. Okay, the stock price. It was the open, was the high, was the low, was the close. They all have the exact same numbers. And then when you go to the option chain, they're all basically the exact same too, but just in different places. You have to navigate and find out which trading platform works best for you. Wow. Can you do that strategy buying a put option? I don't like put options, to be totally honest with you. Okay, because you're paying money to force someone to buy from you. You're like, okay, Keezy from Florida. Hey, Keezy, I'm in Sarasota. Well, actually, I'm in St. Petersburg, but I go to Sarasota all the time. Sarasota, St. Petersburg. I don't know where you are, though. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, find trading strat. I'm tired. Had a very long day today. Find a trading platform that you're comfortable with. Okay, just keep looking. There's so many out there. You can go to Google and say trading platforms, and they'll give you a whole bunch. Go to them, see how easy they are to use. Ask people what's the easiest ones to use. If you join here, we actually walk you through how to use it, because there's a lot of information on Thinkorswim. Puts eat up your buying power. Yes, Milton, I know that. Okay, so let's keep on going with some more questions. Paul the Christian, I'm paper trading NVIDIA. Wish it was real. I enjoy you talking about stocks. Thank you, Kenzie. Keezy? Paul the Christian. I understand NVIDIA is one of the hot new stocks. Okay, I get that. I do. But I don't like the opposite side of the fence with that one. What do I mean by that? Well, the stock is at $130 a share. The book value on the company is $2 a share. Okay? The dividend for NVIDIA is 1 cent per share. So yeah, you may be riding high on the fumes, but eventually you got to pay the fiddler. Because you remember what happened with gold in the 80s. It jumped from 250 to 800. And the people who bought at a high had to wait 30 years to break even. Well, that's a lovely name. Okay? And then Bitcoin, it jumped up to, was it 72,000, something like that? Well, it hasn't seen that high for a while. Who knows if it'll ever get there again? It might not. Who knows? Certain things, they jump up and then they just stop. And then they disappear. So NVIDIA, I can't get behind that one. Randall Ray, Coca-Cola. Look at that nice movement. The high, the low, look at the movement. Nice. Pulls back, shoots up. Currently at 69.45. The 70 is going for 62 to 70, 66. That's not 1%. The 69 is going for 115. We lose 45 right off the top. That's not 1% either. Don't get me wrong, I love Coca-Cola. I can't imagine a world without Coca-Cola. It's just not enough money. How much margin do you owe Schwab? Cash sweep of 300,000 and not paper trading. Dude, none of your business, but thank you for asking. Can there be, I can be there, Pepsi. Okay, I got it. But I can't even read that name. QY Tex U. Okay, I have no idea what you mean by the question. Are you looking at DG this week? Well, let's take a look at Dollar General. I like Dollar General. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where did it go? I just saw it a second ago. Uh-oh, I missed some. Look at all these questions I missed. Holy cow. Okay, there we are, right here. Dollar General. Dollar General. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Up, down, gap down, drop, sideways, 81.13. 81.13, well, the 81s are going for 124. Even after you take the 13 cents off there, you're still way over 1%, and that's what I'm looking for. Sebastian, TF, I don't know what that means. Where do I open a trade account? I'm new to this. Okay, Mia, my suggestion is chill, relax, come back every night. I'm here every night, okay? 9 p.m. until 11:30. Just take it slow. Don't be in such a hurry. You can open a trading account almost anywhere. The 19.6% increase on margin has me faring shorts. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that means to us, because I like to keep things simple and as safe as possible. Okay, but that's just me. Some people want to make it more complicated. Now, I don't know what you mean by the margin increase to 19.6%. Okay, I will borrow money all the way up to 20%. You know, I'm making 50 to 60% every year. If I'm borrowing it at 20, I'm still making 40% off of someone else's money. I have no problem with that. Okay? We are, Adrian, what do you do? Open a trade account, NEP. Jill, Bruno wants to look at NEP. Oh, let's finish it with Dollar General first, okay? Sit tight. Okay, here's the high, here's the lowest where it was, is shoot up, down, drop, sideways. 81 at the moment, that's over 1%. Great, let's take a look. A year ago, 116.09, topped out in the middle of December. Topped out in the middle of March. That's March. 167.88. Here's the look at this drop. Okay, we're here at 124. Goes from 124 and drops all the way down and finds the bottom right there at 70. That's 77 or 78. 77.96. It goes from 125 down to 77.96 in a couple of days. A couple of days. Okay, so the last 30 days. Okay, last 30 days, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now it's going back to the upside. See that? Cool. I like Dollar General. What does it normally do this time of year? For that, we need the seasonality. The seasonality is basically, you know, year after year after year. What does it do? Because it's a store. People come in. It's like a general store. You buy your groceries there. You buy odds and ends there. Well, that's what it's always been. If it's always been that, there's no new products. So the seasonality should be accurate. Look, she goes down in the first quarter, up in the second quarter, down in the second quarter, up in the third quarter, down, and then up. So right now we're right here. We're in a little bit of an uptrend. Okay, right there. Click, drag forward. See, for the next couple of weeks, she goes to the upside. By the end of the month, she starts to pull back. So can we take advantage of that little tiny bit of an upside? Maybe we can. Maybe we can't. Okay, you have a couple of questions to ask yourself. Question number one is, do I like this company? Okay? Do I like Dollar General? Does this make sense? Well, here's the numbers. Okay, 81.35. That's what the price is. So in the morning, if you buy it at the price here, coordinate with the closest strike price. What kind of a premium is that? Is that more than 1%? If it is, great. What is the chart telling you? Well, she's dropping. Here's the bottom. Now she's going to the upside. Okay, all depends on how you read it. Hi, James. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. What's up, Pops? Eros Trades. What's happening? Where do I open a trade account? Mia. DM me. We'll help you out with that one. Mia, depends on what you want to trade. Awesome question. Awesome answer. Jacob Lee, thank you. You did a great job on Intel. Thank you. Arrows, CDS, bad news lately could be. Grow it. How are you? Hippie, what's the stock? We're looking at Dollar General. Strategy sounds good. Thank you, Paul the Christian. You can just marry me and I can just watch you all day. Aw, little Miss Chris, ain't that sweet, you darling. Good evening. I can't see catfish options. CTSH options. Don't know if they are weekly. Any thoughts on catfish? Yeah, no. CTSH. CTSH. Yeah, it's a monthly, dude, so that's going to be no. Diana Amscott. That's not a ticker symbol, kiddo. Randall Ray, we already did Coca-Cola. How about Target? Ooh, I like Target, TGT. Target is going to be a no, only because I don't like the chart. Alright, 151. The 150s are going for 223. So I lose $1.09. Okay, $1.09 off of that. That's still over 1%. No, it's not 1%. No! Please say it ain't so. That's not 1%. That's not 1%. Oh, that's a bummer. The numbers just don't add up. Sorry. Wolf or save? I have no idea. Wolf or save? How can you tell where it started the day? Aaron. Okay. Now, when are you looking at any financial newspaper? Anyone. It's going to give you a few numbers. Well, number one, it will give you the opening price of the day. It will give you the high of the day, the low of the day, what it closed at. Open, high, low, close, volume. How many shares traded? 4.4 million. What was the opening of the day? 156. The high was 156.06. The low was 150. The close was 150.91. There's the change. This is the information just on the stock. And then when you get to the options, well, it's a whole bunch of different numbers. Okay? What is the bid? What is the ask? What is the change? Depending on what you're looking at. Dennis, off topic. NVIDIA market cap larger than Microsoft. Okay, cool. All right, so let's continue. How much is your trading app? Luis, I don't have a trading app. This is Thinkorswim. Okay, Charles Schwab owns this. It's a trading platform where you can make your trades. You could do Thinkorswim. You could do Charles Schwab. You could do E-Trade. You could do Fidelity. You can do Bank of America. You can do Robinhood. You can do almost any trading platform you want. Okay, they do have trading apps. This is not one of them. This is just a trading platform where you get information. Red or green, red tops. Okay, I have no idea what that means. How you trade? Okay, Gorilla Fat Taylor. Gorillion Flat Taylor? Is that how it is? How you trade. Okay, thank you. On Alley, did you use the reverse iron condor to sell 5 bull calls, spreads, and 5 bear puts? Nope. Totally wrong thing you're looking at, dude. Do you always need 2 days to the upside? No, that's a personal preference. When I say I like 2 days to the upside, whenever I'm looking at a chart, okay? How do you find the bottom? Well, the bottom's right here. How can you tell? Well, because you have a couple of days to the upside. Then it just keeps on going up. Okay, here, same thing. Here's the bottom. 1 day to the upside, not 2. Okay, here's the second day to the upside. Then it went up. The bottom, I like 2 days to the upside. It isolates. It tells you where. Some people like 1. Some people like 3. It's different from everyone. How do you know this is the bottom? It's like, how do you know this is the bottom? Look, it's all by itself. Okay. How do we know tomorrow it's not going to be lower? Or is it going to be higher? And if it is, it could be a bottom right there. Could be. We don't know. Okay, because right now, we don't know how low it's going to go, because it's going to keep going low till it stops, turns around, goes back up again. For me, it's 2 days to the upside. Robinhood's the best. Yeah, Robinhood has some issues that I don't like. How about DG? We already did Dollar General. Stay bullish, thank you. Neo Shop, good evening. I can't see catfish options. Don't know why. We already looked at catfish and it's a no. Charles Schwab has good on demand trading videos. Yes, it does. Seems like he used multi-leg volatile play in capped risk and not sure if it worked. Gova Sports, I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about, but okay. Does everything matter or does nothing matter? Oh, Tony. Now, Tony, it depends on how deep of a rabbit hole you want to go down. Are we talking cosmically? Does anything really matter? And if it does, why? TXN, Texas Instruments. We took a look at that one earlier. TXN. TXN. Yeah, if you really want to talk about does it really matter, yeah, well, that's a whole conversation that could take days. Cognizant Technology. You actually have to give me the ticker symbol because I've never heard of that company. Can you talk us through the mechanics of one trade? Marwan, yes we can. Uh-oh, Tony the Tanky. What's a dividend? Are you seriously, dude? Let's take a look at Harley Davidson first. Okay? Number one, I like Target. It's a dividend king. It means it's been increasing its dividend for more than 5 decades. It has been around for over 100 years. They have their foot in the door and they ain't going anywhere. And she went down, up. Now she's coming down. She will continue to come down until she stops, turns around, goes back up again. Schwab has the best call center support. Thank you, Milton. So as soon as it finds the bottom, turns around and go back up, that's the time where I want to jump in. Okay? I want a good company. I want to make sure it is consistently profitable. And I want to buy it at the right time. Everything comes together nicely. It's just A plus B equals C type scenario. There's everything, blah, 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 blah. All right, Raspy QQQ. I don't pay attention to the Qs because it's not worth my time to invest in. Okay? If you're looking at the Qs, this here strategy, this here channel, definitely not for you, dude. Okay? Qs do not work in this scenario. Can we look at MRO? Andrea. Yes, we can. MRO. MRO. Okay, so here's Marathon Oil. High, low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Down, up, down, sideways. Basically, just going sideways for the whole year. Okay, so what year ago it's here? Now it's here. Basically the same spot. She dipped, she went up, she came back. That's all stocks do. So why not sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, and then make more? I trade every single week on Mondays. I do a covered call because they are the safest. Buy a covered call on good dividend stock just before the dividend is paid because stocks go up in value just before the dividend. If it was real, I wouldn't have sold for fear. Hey, Paul the Christian, I have no idea what we're talking about. Oh. J. Scott Kindred, how are you today? QCOM looking good. KDP. KDP. QCOM. And Hog. Let's take a look at Harley Davidson. We said we were going to look at that one. I actually have some Harley Davidson. Bought some of that today. Okay, so Raspy, I don't like the Qs. I already went over the Qs earlier today, because the Qs, believe it or not, are only offering 0.6% per year. That's a little bit more than 0.5% for the year. Why would you invest in anything that pays 0.5%? Joey, how are you? Harley Davidson, here we come. Hog heaven. All right. High, low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Up, down, sideways. Currently at $35.49. $35.99 is the purchase price. I'm good, sir. Thank you. Way to go, Joey. So the purchase price is $35.60. Oh, sorry, $35.99. Basically $36. $36 is going for $115. That is close to 3%. 3% for 1 week. Actually, for 4 days. Because Monday's already gone. So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Only 4 days left. So you lost 20% of the time value today. Okay, so we got 80% time value left for the rest of the week. Okay. I like Harley Davidson. Let's take a look at the numbers. Let's move it on over. Okay, a year ago we were at $30. The bottom of the year for Harley Davidson was $25.35, and that was the end of October of last year. Well, here's the top right here, and it looks like a quadruple top. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times at $44.12, and that was the beginning of April. Well, the beginning of April is Harley Davidson time. That's the spring. People want to get out and go for a ride. Yeah, Harley's the way to go. Okay, so that's the beginning of April. She shoots up. After the beginning of April, she drops. All right, so currently, here we are. Last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago, we're up here at 40 bucks. Goes sideways for a bit, drops down to 33. So it goes from 40 to 33. That's a $7 drop. No, Joey, I'll buy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as long as the numbers work. It's always, always, always a numbers game, Joey. Grady Burks. Today my dog fell off the roof and hurt it. Okay, that's lovely. Thank you for that. So anyway, here's the bottom right here, 33. It's a $7 drop on a $40 stock. Okay, that's a little bit less than 20%. Nice size drop. Then she shoots back up. She's starting to come back down now, right here. She's at 35.49. I sold the 35s. Okay, so I like the 35s. Can you please show us how to option screen shows like yours? It's really not that difficult. Say when you're on Thinkorswim, you just go to trade, okay, and then you want to click on option chain, and then this is just the monthlies on the option chain. Okay, then you can pick up how many strikes you want to see. I like it 6 to 8. Luke, Grady Brooks, didn't you tell him to stop drinking on the roof? That's funny. Uh-oh. QCOM has good order flow. Milton, let's take a look at QCOM. Okay. So that's Holly Davidson QCOM. QCOM is next. Interesting. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Up, down, sideways. 169 at this moment in time. The 169, the 170 is going for 224. Nice. The 167. Okay. Both 167 and 170 both give you 1%. I missed a question over here. What was the question on YouTube? I tried, okay, AAP. Ooh, Advanced Auto Parts. Okay, so let's take a look at QCOM, then we'll look at AAP. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to get 1% on both of those. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, a year ago, there's the bottom right there, 103.27. Tops out at 230, and that was in the middle of June. Just went sideways for the last couple of months. Not a whole heck of a lot of anything. But you really can't mistake that for anything. Look. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So she's coming down at the moment. Maybe in a couple more days when we actually find the bottom. It'll keep going down until we find the bottom, turn around, and go back up. That's where I want to see it. So I'm going to write QCOM down for next week. Got wrecked on Google calls, lost 210. Bummer. Hey, Big Pasta, how are you? I wouldn't have bought that company anyway. So what are we looking at? QCOM. You want to take a look? QCOM's already on the list for next week. So it's already there. Andre, we already looked at MRO. OKLA, never heard of it. Okay, QQQ Raspberry, we already looked at the Qs, we already said no. I lost $2,000 on 7 gray with trade. Okay, I got you beat. I lost $91,000 on one trade. So what do you think of that? AAP. APP? No, we're looking at AAP next. I don't know what the heck APP is. Alright. QCOM. Yeah, it's going to the downside. Alright, we look at Amscot. That's not RTX. Isn't that Raytheon? Ooh. Excuse me. When you say you like something like Dolly General, what do you mean? Okay, Jessica, sorry, DJT doesn't have 20 years of increased profits. Tommy Lee, Dollar General. What does that mean? That means I like Dollar General. Okay. Here's Dollar General. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's the flow. Okay. Look at the numbers. The last few days, it's going to the upside. The numbers 81.35. The 81s are going for 124. The 82s are going for 78. Well, all those numbers look good. Okay, and I like the company. I know what they do. I know what they stand for. Okay, Diana, you have to give me the ticker symbol for Raytheon. I made 50% over 3 years investing 1,000 monthly. Awesome. Yay, maroons. Okay, Thomas, is it a concern to have a large chunk of net worth in an employee stock purchase plan? Hey, Thomas, I can't answer that question for you because I don't know the details. Okay, there's a certain there's a certain ratio you should have with your employee, and only that amount. After that, you should take anything in excess of that and put it someplace else. Jill, looking at NEP. NEP. Nextera. Okay. Nextera. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Down, up. Look at that channeling. Broke out, back down, channeled some more. Currently at 25.24. 25.57. The 25s are going for 80. The 26s are going for 35. Even the 27s are going for a nice number. Well, I like that number. That looks good. So let's do a quick little trade on NEP at 26. First thing I want to do is change this to it says covered stock. Then I want to shoot at the 26s. There it is right there. And I'm just going to buy 100 shares because I don't want to scare anyone away when I buy, larger amounts. I like going to the marketplace, and here's what it looks like. Buy one covered call NEP 100s. Those are the weeklies. 25 October 24. Well, that's next Friday. The $26 call option against the NEP stock to open. It means I'm opening 2 orders, buying the stock, selling the option, 2 separate orders, all in one trade. The maximum profit, $110. How much is it costing me? $24.90. Okay, so let's actually bring out the calculator for this one. $110 is the maximum profit right there. See it? When I say I want safe, predictable, and consistent, well, I can do a weekly option every single week. Okay, predictable, it's already telling me how much I'm making. Consistent, we already talked about that because they have the stock, has the stock option every single Friday. All right, so $110 is my profit, and I'm going to divide it by my purchase price to let me know what my returns. Taxes are an issue with weekly premiums. Ooh, yes, mine is in an S Corp. That was a good guess. Now, if you really need to ask about taxes, you really need to talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner. Okay? Legally, it's your responsibility to pay the least amount of income taxes as possible. 0 if you can do it, if you can figure it out. Okay, so 110 is the maximum profit. What is it costing me? Commissions plus fees, $2,490, and that gives me a rate of return for the week at 4.4%. 4.4% for 1 week. Do you have any idea what kind of numbers that translates to for the year? Okay, you just take that and you multiply that by 52, and you come up with 229% per year. Dang, yeah, I know, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? But here's the questions. You have questions in your head. Are you ready? Here's some of the questions. Number 1, does it make sense? Number 2, have I ever heard of this company? And do I like this company? Then, do I like this company at this price? Does it make sense to me? Am I willing to hold on to it for the long term if I have to? So you buy a good company. Is this a good company? Yeah, it's a good company. We look at it all the time. Okay, is it the right time? Well, we saw what the chart looked like. Okay, we see what the numbers look like. Okay, at this current moment in time, if I buy it at 27.57 and I sell some of the rights to buy it from me at 26s, well, that's a 4.4% trade. But here's the thing, the stock has to go up, because right now it's only at 25.57, so it has to go up to 26, which means I would collect an additional 43 cents per share. Not just 43 cents, 43 cents per share. So for every 100 shares, every contract, that's an extra 43 bucks. Or was it 430? No, extra contract, yeah, 43 bucks. Okay? Why place calls instead of limit orders? Well, when I'm buying at first when I'm buying the stock and selling the covered call in one trade, I want to do market orders, because the stock price and the option price are already interconnected. So I already know what my profit's going to be right from the start. And if these numbers didn't look good, I wouldn't hit the send button. Okay, if the numbers look good, if it makes sense, then you hit the send button and it goes right to the market maker to fill the order. And I do limit orders when I sell an option, not when I do the combo buying and selling. All right, that being said, let's go for more questions. Are you doing covered calls? Yes, Ma, I am. Seems like decent stuff yet again. Cool, thank you. God damn, he's good, thank you. Starbuckies, Matthew Go Cards wants to take a look at Starbuckies. All right, let's get out of here. And what was this one? This was NEP. I like that one. NEP. I'll write that one down and circle it. Okay, Starbuckies. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of here. Let's get back over to here, and here we are again. So, Starbuckies, let's take a look. SBUX. Starbuckies! Yay, Starbuckies! High, low, where was it? Where is it? What was the direction? Up, down, up, sideways. 96.50. The 97s are going for 84.95. Not quite 1%, but close. The 96s are going for 134. Okay, once I deduct the 50 cents off of that, that's not 1% either. Sorry, Starbucks is not paying us our 1%. Now, usually Starbucks has great premiums, but this week not so much. What role, if any, does the company that issues the stock have in the options? None whatsoever, Rich. Okay, the options are strictly by the Chicago Board of Options. Has nothing to do with the company whatsoever. The company's price and the fluctuation, that has something to do with the option price, but not the stock and not the company itself. Okay. Michelle, what is the number you are subtracting from the option price? Example, target 240, 109. Oh boy. $240.109. Oh, okay. Okay, you ready? Target. The current stock price is 151.09. That's the current stock price. Okay, what is the closest strike price? The closest strike price is the 150. Well, if I buy it at 151.09 and I sell it for 150, I'm losing $1.09. A distinguished gentleman get a brokerage account with 25 million. That's step one. That's funny. Okay, so anytime you're buying something, this is the price you're paying, the ask price. Well, right now it's 150.09. Sorry, 151.09. The closest strike price is the 150. So if I sell it, I'm selling it at a loss, at $1.09. So I have to take $1.09 off of the premium that I'm collecting. That's my profit, what I'm walking away with. Is that 1%? Okay, it always comes down to the math. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What am I walking away with? Where's my profit? Is that 1% or is it not? Okay, Rich Bruner, what role? Okay, we already talked about that one. Michelle, okay, we already talked about that one. I only heard you twice, and I think, Paul the Christian, you're the best I've seen on this app. Well, thank you so far. Can you buy on Tuesday and sell on Friday? You can buy on Thursday and sell on Friday. Actually, you can buy Friday morning and sell Friday afternoon. Always comes down to the numbers. Always. Because, number one, it's your money. You can invest it any way you want. Okay? You can buy it on Monday. You can buy it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Okay? Whatever you're buying it for, whatever you're selling it for. Okay? How much is your rate of return? You can do that anytime you want. I'm just giving you my guidelines. Now, my guidelines not be the same as yours. Okay? I like certain things, and I like to stick to that rule because I am a lazy trader. I'm lazy. I want someone else to do the work for me. Okay, well, I do. I have someone who tells me exactly who the dividend kings are every year. They maintain that list. Every year, they update it. Every year, they tell me which company's doing what. Well, great. I just copy and paste it. Okay? Because the dividend kings are the dividend kings. Okay, great. Once I find that out, well, good. Now I look at a few other things. Okay? I like looking at the chart. What is the chart telling me? Okay, certain things just go along nicely. But I appreciate the compliment. So you can buy anytime you want, as long as you're okay with whatever numbers are popping up. Okay, so if you buy on a Thursday and get a 0.5%, if you like that idea, fine. There's no rules against it or for it. Thank you. Gonna do again tomorrow. Still works. That works. All right, so let's keep on going. Next question. Okay, Cognizant Technology. You gotta tell me what the ticker symbol is, dude. Oh, Catfish. Yeah, I already looked at that one, so no. Sorry, sensitive send button. Okay. 86 is in the house. Uh-oh. Where do you go? Paul the Christian. You are 100 questions behind, but you're good. All right, thank you. I try to answer the questions as best I possibly can. Okay, MK, didn't you say you buy a week before the dividend? You said bought hog today. Dividend was September. Yeah, I get that. Okay? Now, every once in a while, you sold the 35 strike on hog or 36. Yep, I get that also. Trump doesn't like Google, not sure why. Okay. Have you been a millionaire? No, I was close once. I was. It was cool. Then I saw it all crumble to nothingness. That was fun. You have some scams wouldn't mind. Oh, some scams you wouldn't mind sharing. Hey, Paul, I don't know what you mean by scans. Okay, you got to be more specific. Because you're under the impression. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're under the impression that I'm some kind of expert. No, I found one trading strategy that works great. Okay, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm pretty good at this one strategy. Okay, buy a good covered call, make sure the numbers work, make sure it's consistent, predictable, and safe. Okay, that's my goal. And that's what I've been doing for the past 15 years. I have not looked all other places because there are a lot of other distractions. Let's call them distractions. Okay, Matthew, do it within your Roth. You can if you want. I have mine set up in a corporation. Any piece still dropping? It hasn't hit the bottom yet. No, it hasn't, Tom Powell. We're keeping our eye on it. Dually Drama. James, can you decide or dedicate one night to discussing solar boat conversions? Dooley, if you want to talk about that, you and I could talk about that privately. So I'm actually creating a podcast. A pod drive. Okay, so I actually manufacture my own pod drives, and I manufacture my own gears, and I manufacture my own propellers. So I have basically everything I need. Every once in a while I have to buy stainless steel and the stainless steel screws because we don't want any corrosion. Oh, and the bronze fittings. We don't want any corrosion. But yeah, if you want to have a conversation about that, DM me, we'll chat. Okay, Grover Sports, NEP, we looked at that already. And I did write it down, and I did circle it. Alright, so you guys are out of questions. Awesome. go. Ooh, actually, Julie Drama, if you're really interested, okay, DM me and I'll send you a link to my webpage that actually, was following, what do you call it, the solar boat conversions. All right, anyway, let's continue. So we did Target. We already did HOG, we already did Hog. Let's do Whirlpool, WHR. Somebody wanted to take a look at Whirlpool. So let's take a look at Whirlpool. What was your strike price on Hog? I think it was 35 or 36. Hold on a second. $35.79, and I sold the 35 calls. Grover Sports. To get 1%, you're playing implied volatility on the option, correct? Okay, thank you. I don't look at it that way, okay? Adults have a tendency to want to complicate things. Now, when I say this was created for a 9-year-old, they're making the assumption that the 9-year-old thinks like an adult. Well, she doesn't. She was a typical average 9-year-old girl. It was a very simple strategy. Let's go right there. It was a very simple trading strategy. It was by the numbers. Rule number 1. What stocks are we looking at today? Well, here's October 24. Here's this week right here. This is what we're looking at. AbbVie, Abbott Labs, Hormel, PNC, Fuller, and Procter & Gamble. That's from this particular list. Okay, you don't look at these, you don't look at those, you don't look at these, you don't look at anything except for what is right here. That's it. Now I have about 8 or 9 lists to look at, so if I don't find one here, I'll go to another one. And I'll go to another one. Now you might be under the impression that I buy a whole bunch of stocks every week. No, I only buy like 1 or 2 every week. So if I can't find one out of these 6 companies here, well, I have another group of stocks to look at. You got the dividend kings, the dividend aristocrats, the dividend champions, the dividend contenders, Warren Buffett's list, and then there's thousands upon thousands of others on top of that. But I like sticking to companies with 20 years of increased profits. That way I know that the company has some kind of historical performance about being profitable. Okay, knowing how to run a company. I'm not going to give my money to someone who doesn't have consistent profit. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Hold on a second, I got a question over here from Joey. Joey had a heads up for the people here who want their screen to look like yours. You're using the desktop version of Thinkorswim. If you log into Thinkorswim online, it will not look like what you have. Yeah, Joey, you're absolutely correct. Okay, when you first log in to Thinkorswim, it's kind of confusing until you know how to click on all these little hidden arrows. You have hidden arrows everywhere, and each one of those hidden arrows does something. See, I get rid of everything over here. The only thing I keep over here is account information. I don't look at it all the time, but I leave it there because I use it once in a while. My watch list, because this is where I add stocks to. If I want to add some stocks or take some away, fine, that's where I do it. And then quick chart. That's the only thing I look at on this side. That's it. Over on this side here, I look at only 2 things. 1 is the calendar to tell me when the dividend is, and 2, the trade grid. What I'm going to trade. Well, actually 3, because there's the monitor too, because the monitor tells me what my positions are. Okay, so here's my positions, okay? There's trade. That's where I'm trading and what the numbers are. Okay, then after that, I want to go find out what company's next for consideration. So keep it simple. Joey, what's Joey saying this time? It doesn't display like yours if you log into Thinkorswim directly online. The Schwab. Okay, yeah, I get that. We already did that one. Okay, do you think SP500 will reach 600? Don't know, don't care. I probably shouldn't say that. It's none of my concern. How's that one? Okay, whether or not the S&P 500 hits the S&P, yeah, it has no concern of mine. To get 1%, you're playing a yeah, you're right. I am. QDTE. Sorry, Briar, that's a no. Right. Thanks, 86. You knew that was coming. All right, so let's take a look. What's next? Whirlpool. Oh, we're on Whirlpool. Okay, so Whirlpool, Whirlpool currently at 104.98. So I can buy it at 105, and the 105 is going for 320. The 106 is going for 280. The 107 is going for 230. The 108 is going for 195. They're all over 1%. Holy shit. Well, I haven't seen that in a long time. All right, so that's Whirlpool. Great. What's the numbers look like? A year ago, the high was 130.08. That was the high of the year, a year ago. Okay, the bottom, 83.40. Now that was in the end of May. All right, well, let's look at the last couple of months. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So she's going up. But what happened today? Today's a pullback. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Okay, here's the last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago was the 30-day bottom. Okay, 4 days later, that's the 30-day top. She came down, retraced, okay, made a high right here at 108, and then today she opened up at 107 and dropped all the way down to 104.98. Okay, is this the turning point? Well, because the bottom is way over here and here at 102. She jumped up to 108. That's a $6 increase. That's a 6% increase. Now here, I like to grab 1% increase. Well, do you think 6% increase is going to be cashed out? Well, of course it is. Uh-oh, if we drop any lower, I'm going to reboot again. That's fun. Thank you for that on my list for tomorrow. All right, Milton, you got it. Okay, so that's Whirlpool. Doesn't look that favorable, but it is what it is. I rewatched yesterday's live to see what you said about Intel. Yeah, okay, I'm glad you like Intel. Thanks, 86. Here we go. A restart. So let's get out of here. Come on. Wow, this is going to be a pain in the butt, ain't it? Oops. Alright, so as we're getting restarted over there, let me finish up my tea. Alright, so let's check out the questions you guys have over here. Okay, rewatch it yesterday. My list tomorrow, cool. It's hard to get rich off market trading. Sorry about that. Doesn't display. Yep. Okay. What about PBRA? Nope. High dividend? Nope. 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 Making my way. Sorry. PBR? No. Sorry. All right. So let's get started again. All right. So much for my tea and honey. All right. So let's go. That's Whirlpool. Next on the list, Texas Instruments, TXN, 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 here we go. Ooh, that doesn't look good at all. Here's our high, here's our low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at the direction. Up, pulling back. It's at 195.77 at the moment. So as you can see, 196. The 195s are going for 5. The 197s are going for 4. The 200s are going for 3. The 202s are going for 2. That's all 5 of these right there are going to give you over 1%. But it always comes down to, do I like this company to invest in? TXN, it's Texas Instruments. Do I like it? Well, It's giving me well over 1%, but what does the chart look like? What is the chart telling me? High, low, here's the direction. Let's zoom on in and see what we can find out. Okay, the year bottom was at the end of October of last year, and that was 138.32. From there, she jumps up to this trading range right here, hits a high a couple of weeks ago at 214, and that was the end of August. Okay, so from the end of August, let's take a look at the last 30 days. Okay, here's what it looks like over the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at 204. We jumped down to 212 was the high, came down, went back up again. Now here's our new 30-day bottom right here at the 194. Well, this is the bottom, or is it? Is it possible or probable that we'll go lower tomorrow? Well, it could. What's the market maker telling us? The 195.77s, the 195.60s, the 196.25. That's right about right. You're not really sure which direction she's going to go tomorrow, but the market maker will figure that out tomorrow, and then we'll decide, is this the bottom or is this a step to the downside? Because it could go down again tomorrow. Okay? Now, I like 2 days to the upside. So today, Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, and then Wednesday. So the earliest I would get into this thing would be Thursday. So it would be a perfect opportunity to look at that for next week. TXN. TXN. Okay. Alright, so next on the list, KDP. KDP. Why does that sound familiar? KDP. Dr. Pepper. That's why it sounds familiar. It's Dr. Pepper. Look at that. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If you like Dr. Pepper. Howdy! I've made 10,000 in my trading account. Is that a realistic amount to start with? Sure. But patience is the virtue. Okay, if you're looking to grow extremely fast, no, you're in the wrong place. We're looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Okay, I don't like risk. I don't like, let's say I don't want to be a pansy either. I want to jump in. I want to actively trade every single week, regardless of what the market is doing. Because if I leave my money sitting aside doing nothing, well, I'm not getting anything. I'm actually losing money every time. Every day my money is not invested working for me, I'm actually losing money. And that doesn't work for me. Okay? I'm 60 years old. I need to have a steady income. Well, that steady income is coming from my efforts. Okay? I'm not relying on Social Security. I'm too young to catch it. Okay? So I didn't even apply for it yet. Drew, you got a brother that's birthday today? Happy birthday, Dixon. 6 years old. I love 6 years old. Such a cool age. Be careful on what role models of people you look up to. Okay? That's my advice to you. As a young kid, 6 years old, you're getting to be younger. You're getting to be a man, young man. Okay? Be very leery on who you pick as role models of people you look up to. Make sure they have the right values. Make sure they stand for the right difference between right and wrong. Okay? Common sense is a very important thing, even though it's not very common. They should call it uncommon sense, because not many people have common sense. But anyway, happy birthday. Wish you the best. Stay out of trouble. Listen to your mom. Okay, where was I? Making a compilation for him. Cool beans. ExxonMobil should be ready soon. Tom Powell, let's take a look at ExxonMobil. XOM. Not that. What the heck is that? Where the hell did that come from? I hate it when they update the browsers and they throw crap in there. It's like, what the hell was that just showed up on my screen? I didn't ask for that. Alright, ExxonMobil, here we are. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look, it goes down, up, down, up, down, up. Now she's coming back down again. It is so sad to say it is actually that simple. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's really that simple to figure out where a pattern is. Okay? The last 30 days. Here you go. Simple. Down, up, gap down, sideways. Oh, then down 5. So it's still going down. Now this looks like it could be a bottom because today was a little bit higher. Okay, what's going to happen tomorrow? I like 2 days to the upside to isolate a bottom. This could be a bottom, or it could be just a stepping stone downwards. We don't know until they fill in. Okay? Alright, next. So ExxonMobil is going to be a no, but we're going to keep our eye on it to see when it makes a bottom. Oh, it's already on my list. Imagine that. Okay, that being said, QCOM. QCOM. Didn't we already go over QCOM today? I don't know. High, low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Up, down, sideways. 169.44. The 170 is going for 224. Okay. The 167s. Oh crap! At 167, I'm losing 190. Okay, 190 off of that. Well, that's still over 1%. Okay, fine. It's over 1%. Cool. The bottom of the year, a year ago, the end of October, 104.07. Here's the top right there, 230.63, and that was the middle of June. Okay, she drops down to the bottom of the year, 150.39. Guess in this little trading range here. Here's the last 30 days. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down. Sorry, QCOM is a down. It means it. Who knows how many more days it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days so far. How far down is it going to go before it turns around and goes back up again? Okay, so I'm going to write QCOM down for next week also. It's already written down for next week. Uh-oh. Quantum wave pattern. As you can see by the graph, my patience for this generation of women has fallen dramatically, with minimal gains in between peak seasons. Well, I'm not going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. I know which battles. Here's a good advice for you youngsters. Know which battles to fight and which ones to stay away from. That one, I don't see any way of anything coming good out of that one. NVDX. Big Mac, I've never heard of that company. NVDX. It's an ETF. It's a no. Sorry, dude. Okay. Worship Pal. Thanks. Got it. OBDC. Malosina. OBDC. That's going to be a no. OBDC. Yeah, imagine that. That's a no. How do you choose your strike price on covered calls? What's your thought process and why? Gover Sports, how are you doing? Yeah, some good questions here, dude. Seriously. Or dudette. I'm non-biased. I really don't care. It's weird. That doesn't really mean that much to me. It's irrelevant. I don't know how you want to say it. Somebody told me it's not polite to say I don't care. You should say it has no interest to me. Okay. So how do I choose my strike price on covered calls? What's your thought process and why? Okay. So OBDC is a no. Now, let's find out is it AAP? Is that Advanced Auto Parts? Okay, AAP. This was a good one. I actually traded this one today. Now, we're going to show you why I picked what strike price. Okay, so hold tight. I'm going to get to that question right now. So, a 1-year chart. I want to see 5 things first, right off the top. High, low, was, is, direction. Okay, that's 5 things. High, low, was, is, what direction. Okay? Currently it's at 40.98. As you can see, it's bouncing off the bottom right here. That's pretty good. I like that idea. So let's come over to the numbers. 40.95. That's the price that I can buy. Are you paying attention to Gopher Sports? Listen closely. The last price, $40.98. The bid, $40.93. The ask, $40.95. Okay, so if I'm buying it at $40.95, the closest strike price, this is how I choose my strike price, closest strike price is 41. Well, what else do you think is closest to 40.95? Well, I know 40.96 is, but looking for the strike price, 41. The 41 is going for 84 cents a share. That's more than 2%. 2% for 4 days. Because Monday's already gone. We have 4 days left. Okay, 20% of our time value has already gone. So we have 80% left. So that 80% left is giving us 84 cents per share if it goes above 41. Well, if it goes above 41, we're also collecting 5 cents a share from the difference between that and that. So ask yourself a question. Does it make sense? Do I like Advanced Auto Parts? Do I want to own Advanced Auto Parts at this current price point? It's a valid question. Dennis wants to take a look at Occidental Petroleum. Wait, Dennis, let's finish up with this first. Okay, so a year ago, we're at $49.91. We topped off the year at $88.67. That was towards the end of March. From there, we just kept dropping, dropping, and dropping. Had a little bit of a gap down here from 61. It gapped down to 48. Okay, it's a kind of a big drop. Kept on going. Here's the bottom right here on the 3rd, and that was 36.40. But look, from the bottom, went up, down, up, down, up. 2 days the upside. Just what I'm looking for. Perfect opportunity to jump in. As a matter of fact, I did jump in this morning for Advanced Auto Parts. Okay, that being said, let's keep on moving. Occidental Petroleum, OX. Why, my eyes are getting heavy. My sight is dim. It's time to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. High, low, was, is, direction. Down, up, down. Bouncing off of that. 51. 51.96 to 52. So go from 49 to 52. Barely 1%. Barely. But it's there. Occidental Petroleum. Barely 1% at the 52s. Okay. Well, let's take a gander and let's see what it looks like. A year ago, or right around 63, we topped out in the middle of April at 71.37. Okay, so here's the bottom about 4 weeks ago on the 26th, 49.75. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's really not that difficult to see. If I'm only looking for 1%, it doesn't have to move that far. Okay, I'm buying it at the market price in the morning and then waiting for it to go up. So I'm looking to have, let's say, a perfect storm, so to speak, where everything comes together at once. Okay, you get the dividend going up. We're selling an option, not buying. That way we're 80% chances of being right. Okay, now we're only buying before the dividend. And just before the dividend, the stock has a tendency to go up in value. So as the stock's going up in value just before the dividend date, well, you jump in, sell a covered call. A covered call is the safest strategy to get you a good, safe, consistent income. Now, I'm looking for 1% a week. I don't care if it's capital appreciation, option value, or dividend. That's my goal, and I look at all three of them. I like to look every single week. Where is the safe, best bet for my money for this week? Okay, next question we got. How do you choose strike price? We already did that. Uh-oh, I missed a bunch of questions. Bunch of questions. Okay, bunch of questions. All right, I missed a bunch of questions. NVDX has major potential. Big Mac, how are you today? NVDX. Didn't we already say no to this one earlier, Big Mac? Okay, I don't like monthlies. I honestly appreciate your efforts. I really do. But if it doesn't have weekly options, it has no concern of mine. I don't look at it. It's basically a waste of my time. And I don't like wasting my time. Okay, so NVDX, no weeklies, no thank you. It is actually that simple. OBDC, we already looked at that one, that's a no. CVS, we already did that one. Bro deserves way more views than this. Bros, thank you very much. Matthew, Go Cards. How much starting capital do you need to start selling covered calls on a good, safe stock? GME has low volume. Okay? Okay, so, Matthew, I have no idea how old you are. Okay, but here's some bit of advice. At some point in your life, you are going to be retired. You are going to be unable to do what you can currently do now. I'm 60 years old. I wake up with aches and pains and I think to myself, where the hell did that come from? It wasn't there yesterday. Okay, you may deny it as much as you want, but old man time is going to catch up to you. At one point in time, the money you have saved, the money that you invest, the money you have coming in, is going to have to replace your work income. Whether you start now with $50 or whether you start now with $100,050, it's all up to you. You are in charge of your personal finances. Make it worth your while. Find out what you need to know. Find a good trading strategy. Here's some advice I got a long time ago. Work hard, live right, find something you believe in. The 3 keys to success. Work hard, live right, find something you believe in. Okay? I believe in a safe, predictable income. I created a strategy for my 9-year-old daughter. It's been working fine for the past 15 years. I have no desire to change it. I have no desire to add more stuff to it. Can you explain getting liquidated out of? Well, basically what I think you're talking about is being exercised. Okay, so if you buy a stock, hypothetically, let's go to one we like. Okay, if I buy a stock at $21.75, if I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at $22, I collect 1%. Great, that's my income right there. Now, getting liquidated means basically getting called out. So if it goes above the strike price that I sold, whoever bought that can call in their chips, so to speak, and say, hey, I want to exercise my option, and then your stock is no longer yours. You just get all your money back. But that's the reason we're doing it for in the first place. So that's what I strive for. I strive to buy it at $21.75, sell the 22, and then have my broker call me up or send me an email saying, you have been exercised, you have been liquidated, you're back into cash. However you want to interpret it, whatever you want it to say. Okay, let's go to the next question. Big stupid traders become small traders. Smart traders become big traders. Trading for a living. All right, Luke, thank you for that. How much starting capital? I already did that question. Can you explain again? Like we already did that question. Your contract, thank you. OBDC, yeah, no. You need enough capital by 100 shares to do one call. Something like that, yeah. Matthew, Go Cards, you can get started with a few thousand, maybe depend like that, makes you afford. Yeah, there are a lot of companies under $10 to start out with. MPW, that's under $10. Walgreens, that's under $10. SAD, S-A-D, what the heck is SAD? S-A-D. Don't tell me it's another no. It has no options, dude. Now, I really appreciate your okay, Big Mac, I really appreciate your interactivity. But the rules are pretty simple. Consistent income derived from dividend stocks that have weekly options. If it doesn't have weekly options, it's a no. Okay? If it doesn't have dividends, it's a no. Nicole Johnson, my boyfriend Patrick, 1 year, tired, GT, look, okay, whatever. My boyfriend Patrick has got me watching and learning. We learn together and we grow wealth together. Nicole, that's freaking awesome. Way to you guys go. And you know what? Tell you what, drop me your phone number. I'll give you guys a call and we can chat. See if I can help you out with your goals. DJ T's a no. Sorry, DJ T hasn't been around long enough to share any profits that are worthwhile. Oh, Bama Redneck. My wife and I said we need to make 50 grand first. Cool beans. PFE. Ooh, check it out. PFE. We'll take a look at that. PFE is Pfizer, for those of you guys who didn't know. My goal is to get up to 50 grand a year in dividends in my TSFA and then retire. I have no idea what TSFA is. But to get 50 grand at 1%, you only need 100 grand. Anyway, let's continue. Here's Pfizer. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at the direction. Down, up. Okay? Down, up. But look at all the movement in between. The big movement is down, up. That's it. But the smaller movements, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's where you're going to make your money. Those little tiny movements in there. Every week. There's 52 weeks in a year. Every single week you can do a covered call off a good stock. So instead of just collecting the dividends, you can collect the dividends and premiums. You can double or triple your rate of return just by using a good dividend stock. Hold on to the dividend stock, but sell covered calls against it. So far out of the money, they don't call you on them. You get the dividends and you get the premiums, and then you can double or triple your dividend premium, your dividend collecting. Oh, so anyway, here we go. Last 30 days for Pfizer. Okay, unfortunately, Pfizer, look, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's coming to the downside. We actually have Pfizer on watch for next week because as soon as it finds a bottom, okay, as soon as it finds a bottom, it turns around and goes back up again. I like Pfizer. I will continue trading Pfizer. Okay, Steel Cut Oats, you want to give me a buzz? We can chat. Alright, wait. I missed all this stuff. Alright, Ben Rennick, thank you. Soundhound AI, yeah, no. 100 grand with this strategy, yep. Hot Rod, it doesn't pay dividends. Disney, ooh, I like Disney. I don't think we have enough time to go through all these questions and more stocks. Disney, here we go. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. Nice. It's currently at 96. 59. The 97s are going for not 1%. What a bummer. That's going to be a no for Disney. Sorry. Soundhound, you just don't get it. It's not 20 years old, dude. SoFi has been great. Luis, I don't do SoFi. The numbers aren't that great. If you take a good look, SoFi, S-O-F-I. Okay. Number one, SoFi at the high at the moment. That's going to be a no. You have any favorite stocks of your, do you cover calls regularly? Yeah. Macy's, Ford, Nordstrom's, Kohl's, General Motors. Those are ones I do consistently. Alright, so SoFi, $10.40. The 1050s you go for 21. Okay, fine. I sure wouldn't buy it here. It's at the current high. So why would you buy it at a high? Okay, because what are you going to do? Wait for it to go higher? No, I like buying, look at this. As it comes down, there's a bottom right here. That's where I like to buy. And as it goes up, that's where I like to sell. As it comes back down again, that's where I like to buy. Okay, I'm only looking for 1% every week, and it's really not that difficult to find. How about Apple selling covered calls? Looking at December 225s, selling 80 contracts. Wow, cool. I think I did the March calls on Apple. You are absolutely genius. Thank you there, Stock Learner. Okay, Redneck, buy low, sell high, not buy high, sell low. Bama Redneck, we need people to keep, to coming in and just throwing their money at us. Because that's basically all they're doing. If you're buying high, waiting for it to go higher, I don't know what game you're playing. Okay, so I'm here. There's an ass for every saddle. Okay, I don't know how you want to look at it, but there's so many different trading strategies. This trading strategy here, it's simple, but it's a very small niche market. There's not many people out there that want to do an effort of looking at, different possibilities. Because if you think about it, this is not a normal trading strategy. Granted, we're only looking at good quality stocks, and you've probably heard of them all. Apple, IBM, Home Depot, Lowe's, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, AIG, Metropolitan. These companies are well known, and we're still getting 1% or close to 1% or more every single week. That's over 50% a year. I don't know why most people don't say, "Oh, I could have had a V8." It's an old commercial for some of you guys who might not get it. But yeah, forced entry. I like Apple. So let's take a look at Apple. AAPL. And no, I don't like SoFi. Just in case you're wondering. So here's Apple. It's currently at the high. I would not buy it at the high, but I do own some of it. And I did what's called a calendar spread on it. But I don't talk about that here, but I do have some Apple. Okay, so Apple currently at 36. It's at the high at the moment. Alright? But the 236s, well, that's only 295. You might get it out of there. No, you won't, because it's not, the numbers aren't working. So 236.61, if I sell for 235, well, I'm losing $1.61. You take $1.61 off of there, then it's only 135, and it's not worth it. Okay, so you're not getting your 1% off of Apple. Well, not on a covered call anyway. Ooh, Matthew, MSFT, Microsoft, cool beans, look where it is. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's what it was, here's where it is, look at this, up, down, up, it's at 418, okay, the 417.50s, I go for 415, yeah, that's not going to work, because if you buy it at 418 and you sell the 417.50s, well, you're getting 415, but you can subtract $1.85 off of that. Yeah, that's not going to work. Sorry. Okay, Laura, I don't do Tesla. Sorry. Tesla doesn't share their doesn't share their profits. What about Saudi Aramco for buy and hold? Yeah, Luke, sorry, that's a no for me. I'm not a buy and hold. I don't know what about you think that I'm a buy and hold kind of guy. I say it every night. I don't buy and hold anything. Longest I've ever held anything is 9 months, and I didn't do it on purpose. It was strictly an accident. That's like currently I'm at 5 months with Wynn, WYNN. Okay, well, I bought it. Now I still own it, and I can't get rid of it, but I am continuously getting a return every single week. So I'm collecting the dividends, and I'm collecting a premium every single week. I'm going to have to hold on to it till it recovers. What's the strategy? Paul Shea, how are you today? The strategy. I gotta take a deep breath for this one. Investing in good quality premium dividend stocks for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week using a covered call strategy on companies that pay dividends and increase their dividends for more than 2 decades. Because the stock goes up just before the dividend's paid. If you know the stock goes up just before the dividend's paid, you buy the stock, you sell covered call against it, you collect the 1%. That's over 50% per year. 5 decades. See, that was pretty quick, wasn't it? We got 3 minutes left. I have 4,000 shares of Walgreens. What do you think? Octavia. Cool. I'm glad you like it, Paul. Paul, I invite you to come back any night. I'm here every single night from 9 p.m. until 11:30. I'm just getting ready to sign off. Okay, so we got a couple more minutes. I got a bunch more questions to go through. After I'm done with those questions, we're done. AbbVie, huh, Dennis? ABBV. All right, unfortunately, look at AbbVie's in a little bit of a downturn. Okay, look. The past couple of months going to the downside. It's going to be no until it finds the bottom. turns around, goes back up. There's no sense even looking at the numbers. Sorry about that. Okay, so Octavia, if you really want to chat about those 4,000 shares of WBA, fine. Trump wants to tariff everything we all do. Dan, don't start that shit. Seriously. TRML. TRML, what the heck is that? TRML. Monthly, yeah, no. Just listen to owner of Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, Dan, sorry. But weeklies way out of the money don't have a ton of premium, especially for low volatility stocks. Crypto Z, I get what you're saying, I really do. Okay? I'm not quite sure where you're getting confused, because you're right. Sometimes as the stocks go down, the premiums do get far off. Now, when I say I make an average of 1% every week, some weeks I don't make 1%. Sometimes I make less, sometimes I make more, but it averages out to 1%. And the rules are always the same. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to own. If you want to own it long term, great, buy it. If you're questionable, don't buy it. Glorio, how are you today? So, as I was saying, if you don't understand it, if you don't know what the company does, then don't do it. Yeah, I don't listen to Mark Cuban, okay? He was in the right place at the wrong time. I'm sorry, he was at the right place at the right time. He threw something together, great. Somebody bought it from, he made a shitload of money. Okay, fine, wonderful. With money, you have a lot of opportunities that most people don't. Dan, he's a tool. Thank you. Thank you, Redneck. I kind of agree with you. But weekly's way out. Yep, got that one. Could you explain how to sell covered calls that will not be called out and still make money? Club Med Tom, I'm not quite sure why you want to do that. So let's take it AT&T for a second. Okay, so AT&T's at 2166. So you apparently want to buy a stock, sell a covered call against it, but not have it called away. Well, it's kind of hard to do, but take a look at this. AT&T right now is 2175. If I want to buy it at 2175, that's my entry point. That will never change. Okay? Now, if I want to sell something against it, I can sell the 23s and make 9 cents a share. I can sell the 2250s and make 19 cents a share. I can sell the 22s and make 37 cents a share. But you're always going to have a risk if the stock does one of these things. You see this? Okay, it closed here. Very next day, she gaps up, shoots all the way up. Those you cannot plan for. They call them black swan events, where something just jumps up and keeps on going. Okay, Dave, Viking Therapeutics, never heard of it. Julian, PBR. What was that, peanut butter and raspberry? PBR. It took me a while to think about that. That's sad. I was thinking peanut butter and jelly, first thing I thought of. Okay, so PBR, petroleum. Oh, British Petroleum. Yeah, the dividends really aren't that great. But look at the premiums. The premiums aren't that great either. Okay, 1 and 2 strikes out of the money. Crappy. 3 strikes out, nothing. 4 strikes out, nothing. I don't like the payments there. You can't hold against black swan events because you'll get extra. Yeah, I get that. All right. Next, let's keep going. Comment Tom, he likes to be called away. Okay. I'm asking. I'll call Paul Shea. Best dividend paying company to hold. All right, Luis, I don't hold anything, so I can't answer that question. And I don't know anything about you, so I can't give you an opinion one way or the other. Do you like trade Forex pairs? No, I do not. Okay, let's shoot through these questions. VKTX, no. Your best bet is come back first thing in the morning at 9 p.m. because at 11:30 I'm done. Okay, you want to take a look at Altria, Luke? QCOM, we looked at with Palantir, that's a no. CRO, no. ADMA, never heard of it. Ford, I like Ford. I actually have some Ford. Amazon, no, because they don't share their dividends. There's no profits to be shared. SCHD, that's a big fat turd, my guy. Okay, 330, guy. Okay, really go in, take a deep dive into SCH. Look at the numbers. What is the dividend look like, and what's the consistency of the dividends? How consistently have they been profitable, and what is the rate of return at the moment? Explain the shirt. Well, that's a no. What the hell are you thinking? I guess it's the way you say it. TSLA, that's a no. See, there's where the shirt comes from. VTI, dude, what the hell are you thinking? Really? Take a look at the numbers. You have picks for tomorrow? No, I don't. I made all my investments today. All my money is gone, invested this afternoon, and I collected a shitload of premiums. WBA, I'm insider. Cool beans, Ford is best. All right, glad you like it. TSLY, that's a no. See how that T-shirt comes in? TSLY, that's a no. Downtrend all time, but good dividends. You're absolutely right. That's why I like it. ASML, never heard of it. That's a no. Plug Power, never heard of it. That's a no. Applied Materials, love it. Dividend King, increasing the dividends for more than 50 years. Okay, I like AMT. Verizon, another good company. Jefferies, Dividend King. Wait. Jefferies is on Warren Buffett's list, but it's a monthly, it's a no. Jones, Citigroup, love it. I love it too. Well, cool beans. Well, it's past 11:30. My eyes are getting a little foggy. I've been up a little bit too late. It's time for me to retire. You guys have a great night. It's been wonderful. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. All of my videos are recorded on YouTube. This screen, everything I talked about tonight is saved on YouTube. It is all recorded. You can take a look at it and watch it over and over again. All my lives, all the way back until January. So you guys have a great night, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum. We are done. All right. And down here, you guys have a great night too, and we will catch you again.